Bhagavad Gita 6.9 Suhrunmitrarya udasina madhyastadvesha bandhushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. So here Krishna is continuing his description of the yoga rudha stage of the person who has ascended to the top of the yoga ladder. In the previous verse, which concluded with Samaloshrashma Kanchanaha, the point was that the advanced yogi sees all things equally: stone, pebbles, and gold. Now, this verse takes that vision of equality further and states that the person sees, that the yogi sees all people equally. So, Suhrun Mitrarya Udasina. Suhrun is a very close friend, intimate friend. Krishna has referred to himself as a friend of that category. He stated Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam in 5.29. So Suhrun Mitra is a general friend. Mitra Ari is the enemy. Murari, one who is the enemy of the demon Mura, that is the name of Krishna. Udasina is one who is detached, indifferent, who does not take sides, who is unconcerned. Madhyastha is a mediator. So Udasin and Madhyastha may be in the same position of not taking sides, but their disposition is different. Udasin is unconcerned, whereas the Madhyastha is concerned to bring about a reconciliation between the two antagonistic parties. And Vesha Bandhushu, so those who are envious and those who are friendly. Sadhushvapi cha papeshu, and there are sinful people, the papeshu and the sadhushu, they are saintly people. Samabuddhir vishishyate. Samabuddhir, those who have equal vision towards all of such people, they are vishishyate, they are better. So vishishyate means better. No, better is all a comparative word. So better as compared to whom? To those who have the equal vision towards things that was mentioned in the previous verse. So Krishna has used this comparative sense and the word vishishyate earlier also in 3.7 when he says Yastva indriyani manasa niyamya rabhate arjuna karmendriyai karma yogam asaktah sa vishishyate. So he states that those who control their senses and engage the senses constructively in karma yoga, they are vishishyate, they are better. Now better than whom? That was mentioned in the previous verse, that was 3.6, that those who are hypocrites, those karmendriyani sanyamya yasate manasa smaran indriyarthan vimodhatma mithyacharah sa uchyate. So those who control the senses externally but internally meditate on the sense objects. So those are deluders, and as compared to that, these are better. So vishishyate. So this is comparative tone, and Krishna is saying, of course, there that was a very drastic comparison. Here, both are on the same continuum, but the person who sees people equally is higher. Now, Krishna uses the word samabuddhir vishishyate. Sama. Now, same word sama and the same concept of equal vision was used by Krishna earlier in 5.18 in the much more celebrated verse, a verse that is much more often quoted, far more often quoted. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shunichaiva shwapake cha pandita samadarshina. So Krishna is saying over there, how a Pandita sees all living beings equally. And at one level, that 5.18's vision may seem a greater, a more evolved level of equal vision because it includes even non-human beings. As today, there is increasing appreciation for a universal human consciousness where people feel that national, racial, and other such boundaries create divisions, and so we should see ourselves as belonging to the one human family. That is a broader vision, but the Vedic scriptures offer us an even broader vision of that, not only human beings but all living beings. So there is a doctrine called humanism, we should go beyond it. Now, is it that 5.18 is because it goes beyond humanism? Is it higher than the vision described in 6.9 over here? No, not exactly. The two are in different contexts. And actually 6.9 describes a level of higher vision that is tougher, because here we are talking about the way people deal with us. The yogi is having equal vision towards people who deal differently with him. So he deals with the way people deal with as whether they are friendly or whether they are inimical or whether they are neutral. Now, it's one thing whereas the Pandita over there is observing from a distance, and the way the verse describes it, the Pandita does not have any relationship with any of them. It's not the Brahmana is the friend of the Pandita and the Shopacha is enemy, nothing like that. It's just that often we may have seen the illustration of this particular verse also, and the idea is that the person is just observing people from a distance. So seeing people whom we don't know equally is far easier than seeing equally people whom we know and have different emotions towards. Emotions ranging from very close friendship to enmity. So that's why this level of vision is higher, much higher, in one sense we could say. Of course, you don't have to go about into a comparison necessarily. We all have to aspire for at least some level of spiritual vision. So we are far away. We don't need to compare those who have far more evolved vision than us. But suffice it to say right now that here the person here, what is being talked about is seeing equally those who see us variably. Now, is it that this person is, if there is some buddhi vishishyate, if he has equal vision or equal intelligence towards everyone, now the word samabuddhir is significant because it's not just samadrushti, because we see with our intelligence. Now, we see with our eyes, and from the eyes the information comes into the mind, and it's integrated together, and the integrated picture is presented to us, the soul. Now, if the intelligence is not active, then we don't consciously interpret the image that comes to us. We just process the image according to whatever is our default worldview. So, if our default worldview is say nationalistic, then we will see, if an Indian will see a Pakistani as an enemy. So Samabuddhir is significant because we can see equality when we see using an intelligence that has transcended duality. So now, if the intelligence has transcended duality, then what is the point of saying that somebody is a friend and somebody is an enemy? Isn't it the contradiction that if the person is seeing equally, then why call someone a friend and someone an enemy? Actually, that's because that is that person's disposition, not the yogi's disposition. The yogi is it equal towards everyone. The Gita stated earlier in 5.25 that Sarvabhuta hite rataha. Work for the welfare of all living beings. So something similar is the vision of the yogi towards all living beings, but those people's vision is different. Some see him as an enemy, some see him as a friend, like that. But still, samabuddhir, maintaining steady intelligence. So this vision of seeing everyone equally means it comes from the spiritual level perception, where we see all living beings as souls, as connected with God and thereby connected with us. So despite their different material positions and despite their different mental dispositions towards us, still we can see them with equal vision if we become sufficiently spiritually realized. Thank you. Hare Krishna.